Do you ever feel stuck, like everyone else is moving forward while you're still trying to figure it out? We usually blame it on lack of skill, time, or money. But what if the real thing holding you back is self doubt? Welcome to Aligned and Flowing. Ever catch yourself thinking, I'm not ready yet? Yeah, me too. That's exactly when you need to start. So, I was talking to my cousin the other day, and I realized that this is a common problem for both men and women. We fear mediocrity. We want to achieve greatness, but we just don't know where to start. So, what's the great barrier? The divide between the ones who make it and the ones who just talk about it? Simple answer: self doubt. So, what are some of the ways in which self doubt can sneak in to our lives? Fear of failure. This is a big one. We think that failure would mean that we are not good enough and that everyone else will see it. But if you look closely, you'll realize that anyone who's done anything worthwhile has failed. They've just gotten back up and kept moving forward. Fear of what others think. This is our primal tribal instinct as old as time. We all want to belong and fit in. So we fear doing something different that would separate and alienate us from our tribe. But more often than not, everyone else has their own problems and nobody cares to be obsessing over what you're doing. Perfectionism. We set these impossibly high and even unrealistic standards for ourselves. And naturally, we feel like we are not meeting the mark with that business, that craft, that project, or even ourselves. So we just don't put ourselves out there. Low self-worth. This is a hard one, and it's something you really need to sit with to see why you feel that way, so you can identify where it's coming from and move through it. Comparison. You feel like everyone else is ahead of you in the game. The problem with comparison is that you can get caught up in a spiral where you feel like everyone else is ahead, so you don't even feel like there's a point in starting because you are already behind. And the thing is, it's a very slippery slope from comparison to self-loathing, where you just feel like you're not good enough and you in turn loathe yourself and others around you. So you become impossible to live with for yourself and the people around you. Over-reliance on external validation. This is where you have an ideal of what success or growth looks like. This can be $1 million in your bank account, your dream house, the perfect body, or traveling around the world. But the thing is, when you are more focused on what the outcomes should look like than the process, you tend to burn out a lot faster. Because think about it. When you start at the gym, you're not going to see results in the first few weeks or even months. You just need to keep showing up and putting in those reps until you eventually do see the results. You have to fall in love with the process, and the outcomes become inevitable. The all or nothing mindset. I don't want to be an average Joe. Mediocrity is not an option. I don't want to be normal. I want to be extraordinary. How many times have you heard someone say this or said this yourself? Back then, you had to go to a bookstore, browse through the shelves, and pick up a book. But now, it's everywhere. It's on your Instagram feed, your Twitter feed, on TikTok, on Threads, on YouTube, ChatGPT, and everywhere else. But have we pushed self-help and continuous improvement too far to the point where we just don't feel like we are good enough? I believe that we are both ordinary and extraordinary. Life is made up of a series of ordinary mundane moments which eventually make an extraordinary life. The beauty is in finding that balance, appreciating ourselves and the ordinary as we strive for excellence. So, now that we've identified the ways in which self-doubt can sneak into our lives, how does it block us from growth and success? It kills action before you start. When you have high levels of self-doubt, you are usually crippled in paralysis by analysis, and you just don't take that next step because you don't feel ready yet. It magnifies mistakes. Those of us with high self-doubt have really harsh inner critics. So even the smallest mistake can be blown out of proportion to feel like we'll never recover from it. The thing is, mistakes are part of life, and you just need to learn from them and keep moving forward. You sabotage opportunities. You don't take up the opportunities and chances that present themselves because you don't own your skills and experience. And the thing is, when you finally feel ready, those chances and opportunities may not be around. So you end up settling for a lot less than you deserve. So how do we move past self-doubt? Accept that you never will. Yes, self-doubt will most likely be your constant companion. The goal is not to eliminate it. It's to reframe how you see it. Observe it like the dashboard on your vehicle and take the next right move. Act before you're ready. You're never truly going to feel ready. So just start. As with all things, you can learn on the job. Someone who really embodies this in my life is my brother. He jumps in with the relentless confidence that he will figure it out, and he usually does. This is something that I've been practicing this year with my fitness, my business, and my YouTube channel. I'm moving forward with the confidence that I will learn on the job, and I can always ask for help along the way. So I've really been amping up my workouts at the gym, but for some reason, doing a pull-up feels like a big challenge to me. So I told the trainer that I want to do it by the end of the year. See what I was doing there? I was procrastinating in the name of preparation. But the trainer just grabbed a resistance band, hooked it onto the bar, and told me to try an assisted pull up. And guess what? I was able to do it. I had to start and take that step to break that mental barrier that I had set for myself. So, yes, you're not going to feel ready, just start. Talk to yourself like you would to someone you love. Have you ever noticed that we are so much nicer to our family, friends, and even strangers than we are to ourselves? Imagine pouring that same level of kindness, understanding, love, compassion, and support into yourself. Being my own biggest cheerleader has been so rewarding because it gives me that confidence and courage to keep moving forward. Surround yourself with the right people. This can change your life. There is a quote that says, "You are the average of the people you surround yourself with." So surround yourself with people who are following their dreams, who are identifying their patterns, moving past their limiting beliefs, and aspiring to unlock the same level of growth that you aspire to. And most importantly, surround yourself with people who have the capacity to support you. Now, those of us with high levels of empathy tend to attract people who need our support than those who really have the bandwidth to support us. But while it's important to be there for others, it's also equally important to have people who can pour into us. Because having the right people around you would mean that they will give you that nudge or push on the days where you have self-doubt. Always remember, you are both ordinary and extraordinary. Self-doubt is just a signal and not the driver in your life. All you need to do is take the next right step. And guess what? You're ready now. Until next time.